need to not know.
Are we
What's happening? Look at
recording?
He goes, just tell me when it's time.
Do you know, sometimes it looks like he's waiting to be adopted.
You know what I mean?
I feel like he just found out his wife is pregnant again.
100%. He's like, not again.
I hate that you have this much fun. And I am this stressed out from 9 a.m. Wow. So let's get into it. So we are recording. This is the Cheat Day Show. As always, joined by my husband, Mehran.
That's absolutely correct.
You added an extra
Yeah. It's disgust.
And a podcast friend and favorite. Everyone loves her. Give it up for Hannah Berner.
Thanks,
So
baby.
nice to get to sit with you.
Do you know how Mehran and I met?
How did we? This is back when I was drinking.
I like how he says it
I
like
love
it was
how
so
in this
long
moment
ago.
I could say anything.
Yeah,
I could say
remind me.
literally anything.
Exactly.
I
coaster.
I hear
That's you,
myself.
yeah.
We did Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane's show. Would you fuck him? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And I was sat next to you, and we just had male comics line up, and we just like decided if we wanted their pee-pee inside us, and it was the most incredible bonding experience I've had in a long time.
I did not know this. I was.
Do you remember?
I was shit-faced. I remember kind of doing it.
Everyone would give these little answers, and then he would stand up and give a full like thesis statement monologue of why or why not you would have sex with the guy.
Dicks are my specialty. I mean, that's not a secret. Everyone knows about that. Do you
And
know
afterwards,
what
I was like, "Oh my god, that man! I feel connected through him."
I
his
remember loving the
horniness.
girl who was on that. I didn't know it was you. I didn't.
There were like 4 girls, but yes.
There was like another dick connection. The dick connection I had with you was that. So you start. You
Well, who? By the way, who were you judging? Can we say that? Is that allowed?
Do we remember?
Lev was on it. Usama was on
there.
it. Brendan Saglow was on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I remember this a little too clearly.
Do you know what it is? Is that she's like a healthy athlete and I'm like a newly sober fucking train wreck.
Wait, I'm so excited for your new sobriety.
Isn't that wild?
Are you excited for his sobriety?
No, he hates it.
Are you excited for anything ever?
Yes. For all right. So can we just address the stress? All right. So.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. I feel like we should let the listeners know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the Cheat Day Show, and usually I invite a chef in. That's usually Chef Raph was the day for Raph,
Yeah.
and we were going to make you a very special meal.
Yeah.
Raph fucked off, and I think he got drunk last night, and no show. So don't worry. Don't
I'm
worry.
going to take
don't
you to a
worry.
lovely
No.
I'm very well.
I got you. I got you. I got you. This is part of producing a podcast. I took care of it. We got food coming.
You got cheated.
We got.
What I was going to say is don't tease me with canceling plans.
I'm going to take
No. I got you. But it was.
I canceled on him previously. But also...
It was an audible. It was a last minute audible, so I had to arrange and take
Yes.
care of it all. And I like when it's done.
There's
I
a lot of moving pieces to this podcast, but it makes me
Such
feel...
a bad idea. Such a bad idea that we're doing
you like
this.
It. You like it.
I like it.
Yeah, you subconsciously like the drama.
I say that to him all the time.
I like the drama.
Like what would you have done this morning if you weren't stressed out? You would have had.
I would have been stressed out at the gym. I would have been on a treadmill just freaking out about my life.
Your own thoughts about yourself.
Oh, I hate that.
But instead, you could worry about.
I did that all weekend. I was in Wisconsin. I sat in.
Where in Wisconsin?
Janesville, Wisconsin, with Pete Lee.
That's not a thing.
Oh, so his Super Bowl.
Yes.
Pete Lee's like.
Yes.
It's 100% true.
He's like the fucking Aaron
like
Rodgers
wholesome.
of comedy there.
In Wisconsin,
Drink
yeah.
milk.
You
They're
know,
gonna love Pete.
I went to school in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
Random fact.
You
Very
graduated
nice
in
people.
everything.
Love a cheese curd.
Oh
Do you
God.
actually?
It goes right through me, but I'll take it.
I love
I'll
it.
take it like a fucking
Are you
man.
lactose intolerant? I'd love to hear.
Who
this.
knows? I don't judge. I don't judge myself. I don't label. I don't do labels.
We had once covered it on this show that women have good-looking girls really have irritable bowel syndrome. It's really.
You know what I think it is? It's because hot-looking girls have a lot of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I feel like everyone does.
But you're not garden variety hot. Like,
No.
as in, let me explain what I mean by that. Let me explain what I mean by that. That sounds terrible.
No, I
But
know
it's not-
exactly. I know.
She's not like starve me. Like everything, her lifestyle isn't based around being hot. She is hot as a result of her lifestyle. You're an athlete, right? Like,
Oh my God,
I
you're
think of you,
adorable. Like I did a reality TV show.
reasonable?
I wasn't casted as the hot one,
Right,
but
yeah.
everyone was like, "Wait, but I kind of she's relatable. I'm the relatable hot one."
Nonsense. You are. She's You're unpardonably hot because let me tell you, I didn't do a deep dive on you, right? I didn't do a deep dive. But I did you know what? I went to the kiddie pool and I peed in it. But like, I definitely looked up a bit, and you are
Oh yeah.
Are you trying to fuck me right now?
He's trying to fuck everybody.
just
It's
say
really
it.
egregious.
No, but-
like,
I want you to undress so I can steal your clothes.
oh God, Mehran's gonna be wearing that next week. It's gonna be.
I am wearing a little tennis skirt, and you would look adorbs in it.
It would like literally fit like around my
I might have talked about this last time though, because we were talking about body image and stuff, and I do have to say, because I was a tennis player, I have my own issues of self-esteem, but not body related.
Right.
Like my parents were never like, "You're a princess, you're beautiful." They were like, "You won, like you beat the boys," or like, "You're smart, or you're funny," and that's so now I put all my ego into that shit, which has
is
its
a
own
great
issues.
place to find ego. I mean, that's
Yes.
self-esteem.
Well, you know what? A lot of people who only have their ego from good looks,
Yeah.
they get scared around my age, around 31. You're like, oh no, is this when you start teetering? Do I still bring value to the world if my body isn't the same as when it
Scientifically,
was?
the protein chains are getting weaker starting at 31. Like literally, your protein chains they're starting to.
Both of you
crumble.
haven't even hit your prime though.
This one?
Yes, what? What?
She is falling apart in front of you. Also, the number of toxic chemicals it takes just to have me standing upright.
Well, I just to your point also, the one thing I was thinking about you today is like, and it's the great thing about it's so easy to get, like, you're the type of person, as soon as you meet them, you're everyone's best friend. You're so
an
disarming
easy way,
and
not in a bullshit
immediately
way.
likable, and you're like, yeah, of course, this is why she's so successful, and you want to listen to her and watch her because she's
I'm
immediately.
uncomfortable.
No, it is
dude,
a
like
lot of snow. You are catching.
You're the. You're like the person who shows up and like you did it today. You're like, come on, stop with the face. We're hanging out. Let's do this. Like you just don't let anyone have their whatever idea ahead of my head.
Sad, bitch.
Yeah, no, she won't do it. Whatever it is.
No, but
wait till I get to
Ryan. For some reason, I have a very soft spot for Ryan.
Oh, no.
Because he's like a cat.
Oh my God.
He's like a cat.
I'm waiting. I'm desperate to hear
If you look at him, you're like, I don't think he's gonna like me.
Yeah.
And if you say the wrong thing, he's not gonna like you. Or if you rub him the wrong way, he's not gonna like you. But if you're patient with him, and if you give him a chance, he'll slowly warm up to you.
I scare him because I'm big and I move fast. And I
You're
do the
treating
exact
him
same
like he's a
thing to
dog.
cats.
You need to treat him like he's a cat. You can't just go up to him and start licking him and patting him. He'll
I'm
be scared.
not kidding. I think this is literally the strongest insight I've ever been given about.
No,
a
it's because
friendship.
Mehran used to get drunk and he'd start like throwing punches and slaps. You know how many times this guy slapped me
Well,
when he was
that's
drunk?
fine.
That's just
Honestly,
violence.
you'll be
That's
fine.
pure violence.
He'll be fine.
Here's the deal. Mehran is built like a linebacker from the Middle East, but his soul is a stripper that married the rich guy. So like he throws himself around like he's like
Absolutely.
he acts like he's like I'm just this small pretty thing, and then he throws these right hooks, and you're like, whoa.
What's your type?
Has to be bigger than me. I have to feel like Winona Ryder. I have to feel like, you know what I mean? Like starved.
No,
Do
yeah, you want
like
a big
ballet
boyfriend
dancer?
to make you feel tiny.
And I have a big. My husband is 6'3". He's
Yes.
like, his voice is naturally like this.
Yes.
That's who I married.
Oh my God, we have the same husband.
Des?
He's 6'3" with a low voice.
And you're married now, by the way.
Well-
She's married. So the first time she was here, she was not married. You were in vacation.
I was in
Yeah. He was on vacation.
Slightly rude, but I've moved on.
Honestly, it's fine. But so when you started dating Des,
Yeah.
Des and I, like, he's one of the people who I spend like the most time with at the table. I love him. Like, I don't casually like him. I love him.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm dating this girl, and he was so excited to tell me about it. He's like, you know her. I'm sure you know her. And I was like, why do you think I know her? He's like, she's on
You
Bravo
didn't
show."
know me.
I absolutely didn't know her because here's the thing. I'm an old fag, right? I'm an old fag, and old fags.
People even say that F word
Oh,
anymore?
I'm faggot.
Yeah,
But
yes.
I am yeehaw.
Ryan's like, yeah, we do.
No, I mean,
I don't mind. I won't say it. He can say it all he
once
wants.
they chase you out of a suburb screaming it, it's yours. So he's like, you're gonna like. Of course, you know who she is. It's not. I know my Real Housewives franchises.
Yeah.
But like, they're the.
We're second tier.
I jumped out. You're not second tier. I think like you're younger, fresher tier.
Yeah, but it's
Right?
funny because Des didn't know what Summer
Des
House
didn't know
was.
at all.
But then
He
once
didn't
he
at all.
realized people knew, then he goes around like, oh, you don't know? I'm like, you didn't know, bro. You didn't know. He didn't know what he was getting
It had a
into.
huge following. One of my best friends, the one who actually put me in rehab, is like a super fan. Is a super fan. And so I told her
My
she
friend
got
who tied me up in a closet and had an intervention. She's great. Big fan. Big
she
fan.
and I have like the most like storied violent history as friends, like going back 25 years, like doing meth in Miami, like absolute, like
The one
we're
who
both so-
threw me in a safe room. She's
100%.
great.
By the way,
She's also
you'd
an
be
active
shocked how
nurse.
many times his conversations go to meth. It's
And
at
the
least
only clip
one
on you
one
used,
every
I mean,
episode.
Watch, it's like that's all I'm going to be known for. It's like I've done it like 6 times.
New York Post article, Meth Head Comic has new podcast that's blowing up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not
from
just his...
meth
Yeah, from
to
meth.
Seth. Or like,
Poor Hannah's like, I just got married. And Mehran's like, I was at a wedding with meth. And it was different, but fun. Went too quick.
my best class in high school was math. So, no, but here's the thing. So you were on this show, and Des was like, you're going to, like, of course you know who she is, and you're going to love her. And then...
Which is kind of homophobic.
It's fine. He's allowed to know. But, I mean, like, it's not like I'm a casual... I don't read as like a, oh, no, he's a button-down gay who doesn't watch Bravo. Like, I mean, if you were to cast a net in New York City for who watches Bravo, it's this...
Is it the fan in the glitter jacket? Was that?
Do you know what it is, Ryan? When you pigeonhole me, it is homophobic. So here's the thing.
And that was my line. That was my line, and you crossed it.
So, but you are... Okay, so let's just get a little bit on you, right?
Yeah.
So,
This is him doing research for the first time, and he's so
Pretty
proud.
much. Like last week he discovered it. He was like, I think we should research the guest. I'm like, really? That's curious. That's a good note.
Such a dick. He told me I wasn't allowed before. So, anyway, he's such a control, such an abusive
I gave up.
husband.
I gave up. I gave
lot
up.
of
I
tension.
tried to house train him. It did not work.
So you jump on
yeah.
the show, Summer House, on its 3rd season.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you get roped into that?
So I actually was in sales. I was in marketing. I hated my job. It was soul sucking. And then I had this epiphany that I want to do video. And like manifesting sounds very LA, but I was like, I need to be in front of a camera in some capacity.
You're a witchy woman. I believe in that for you.
And I thought it was sports broadcasting because I had done some sports casting. I'm very good with sports. I could do the, and now, and I come from a sports family, from
Yeah.
Brooklyn, basketball coaches, whatever. But that shit was kind of boring. But at 25, quit my job and did an unpaid internship editing like sports college videos just to like get back in the game in some
Wild.
capacity.
Which is also a skill, like a usable skill. Good girl.
Skill's a strong word, but I wasn't really editing. I was more just like making notes for the edits, but I knew how to edit. And then this millennial social media company, Betches, was looking for a video producer with 5 years experience, which I did not have. But I have to say, don't apply for jobs that you're qualified for. I don't do that. I never did. Who is actually qualified for anything?
You are the best. I love everything you're saying.
Thank you.
Legit.
I definitely wasn't
We're gonna
qualified
make
when
out.
I applied to be the sound guy at the cellar.
You're still not.
Yeah, you didn't want to say anything, but I didn't want to make eye contact with you during that.
You're talking from behind a camera.
Yeah, exactly. I pointed it. I'm projecting.
This is just honestly, like, you're pretty bad.
But I do have to say, you even think about like doctors and shit like that. They've actually done studies that doctors with fewer years experience have tested and done better than doctors with 30 years because of certain reasons of like being more excited about it or fresher or being more
It's
open-minded.
like guys with small dicks eating pussy.
Exactly. I mean, I would never touch a
I mean,
small
that was a
man.
great story. And then you just,
What is that? What?
just immediately.
Right, like doctors. I mean,
Yeah.
like doctors is what I meant.
The man's got a gift. He
Yeah.
can,
And also sometimes, even when I'm
Always.
like, in terms of a creative field, sometimes, especially with social media, you want the younger person with a fresher, like, open mind to see what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yes.
You
And
know,
works harder and like is gonna go
is
and do
gonna
the
try.
research. And
So basically, I'm like, I have no experience, but I submitted a funny video to them. They called me in and they were like, you have no experience. But I gave them all these ideas. I was like, these are ideas that I will do. And they were like, we'll start paying you $300 a week. And I fucking was so excited because I'm like, okay, now I'm at the right station. Like,
Wow.
I was off.
Right,
and the
right.
universe was just like pushing me around. But I found like, okay, I'm going to do a weird metaphor. But I was like a surfer who finally got on the wave.
That's right.
And then things start to move smoother. But I mean, my videos weren't doing that great. And finally, because I didn't even have a videographer, I was like making digital stuff.
What would we have known Betches from? Like, did
They're
they,
like a millennial.
They're
woman's,
around,
like-
they're big.
No,
They're
I
big. They're
feel
like a meme company. They
Like
do a lot
Jared
of memes.
Freed plays
yes,
with them?
yes.
Okay, got
but
it.
they also were just reposting other people's content. They wanted to have original
so,
content.
so real quick, Mehran married well, so he doesn't do any social media whatsoever. He doesn't even look at it. He has
I'm
no.
so fucking jealous of you right now.
I'll tell you all about it.
I'm.
So that's why he's like, what?
He's
What
like,
is that?
what's it like?
He's
Do
like, I don't
people
even know what a
care about it?
podcast is, but we're here, aren't we?
He doesn't know where it's going. He's like, the
doesn't
metaverse?
listen.
What
He
is
doesn't-
this?
he doesn't listen to anything.
Correct.
I'm
Is Marvel
obsessed.
Studios going to hear?
Oh my God. But yeah, social media, it's hard. It's a double-edged sword because it's so toxic and horrible, but also pays my bills. One day I will retire on a farm with like cats. But anyway, that's for another time.
Little Ryans.
A bunch of little Ryans just scurrying around, biting people's ankles.
Meow, I have places to be. All right, please.
Meow.
This is how men act. This is how gay men act.
He called me a man this time.
Oh my God. So finally, they're like, can you make like an SNL type sketch? Like some, and I'm like, yeah. And I knew a wedding videographer. I go, can you bring your camera? I have an idea for like a little video. I make a quick short video about like when your crush FaceTimes you and you're like wearing pajamas and your hair is everywhere.
Yes.
And I go, I have to find my headphones when like my headphones are on. It shows me like a quick full face. I do all these quick edits and then I pull out a ring light and I'm like, sorry, I'm here. It's like
It's
cute.
great.
It's quick.
Super great,
It's
super
shareable. We post it and it hits over 1 million. And they look at me and they go, can you do this 3 times a week? And at the time, did I have any other ideas? No, I had run out by that time. But I look at them and I said, absolutely, because I'm a liar. But I will bullshit my way to the top.
That's the gig.
And then I got back and then I started doing it and I started doing well. And then I was like, we should do interview series. And I started interviewing people. And it was like me and like one person. And then I interviewed some reality TV stars. So I kind of befriended them in a way. Like they knew who I was.
Yeah.
So when they were recasting like a lot of people on this reality TV show, my name was thrown around. I got a DM from a producer, which is kind of sketchy. That's how you get sex trafficked.
Sure,
but I was
sure,
like,
sure.
who knows? We'll see. And next thing you know, I got fired from Bed.
What'd you get fired for?
For why?
Well, I think they did not like me going on the reality TV show.
Really? That's so dumb.
It was the kind of, it was just, you realize you outgrow certain places, but they're the reason. I called it like a joke boot camp. I was writing like tons of tweets for them, tons of memes for them in their voice, and I started to realize how my voice is slightly different.
And this is pre-pandemic, right?
2017.
What a useful fucking skill.
And then I started, they wouldn't tweet my stuff, but I started tweeting my own jokes, and my stuff started to be shared by other pages. So I had like 60,000 followers of just me tweeting. So by the way, still never thought about doing stand-up. I loved performing, I loved writing, didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Naturally charismatic, giving that to you.
Gorgeous.
Miss Thing.
Kind.
Yes.
And then reality TV is why I have the gray hairs I have, but I survived it. I did 3 years. And yeah.
So a producer reached out to you and you were like, you better not be a sex trafficker, which I would have been like, you better be a sex trafficker. You better. If I'm not ethered in the next 15 minutes, I'm reporting you to.
I go, where's the van? I'm coming in.
You bag your own head.
I put a sock in my mouth
Just
and
walk into the street. So they reach out. It's Bravo, right? It's Bravo.
Well,
people.
it's legit. And I remember being in the kitchen with my mom, being like, "Mom, I have a potential." But my parents are unique in that I already had a whole tennis career with them, which was a lot of ups and downs, very hard on the family, a lot of traveling, a lot of money, a lot of pressure. And she's like, "Whatever makes you happy,
You
just
were
be
ranked
happy."
pretty fucking high in tennis.
Yeah, I was playing like I played a little professionally, and then I decided to go to college. I played 1 for Wisconsin, and I got burnt. I was burnt the fuck out, and I said I don't think competition didn't bring me joy anymore.
I believe that.
And when I was little, I was very creative. I wanted to like paint. I wanted to like perform, and then I happened to be pretty athletic and hyper, so they just put me into sports, and I stayed there.
And
but
you excelled there.
Yes,
Yeah.
but this is where I like to tell people, like, just because you're good at something doesn't mean it's what you're meant to do.
I get that.
I know Ryan's never been good at anything.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, that's not a problem. I'm like, what? It's fine. Are you kidding me? I'm batting way above my league right now. I'm like, this is ridiculous that I'm even here.
Gave you the blankest look during that.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you saying? Oh, you had parents that nurtured you and supported you, and you went to a great college for tennis? Oh, great. Tell me more about your struggles. Oh, God.
Honestly, I double vaulted once, and it was the fucking worst. But yeah, I had to make a decision of like, do I want to be traveling the world playing tennis? And like, but that's it. That's your life.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last win. But tennis and stand-up are actually kind of similar when you think a little deeper.
You know that there are actual studies that, and it's true, and it's specifically, there's a study from Harvard about tennis players and stand-up
Shut the
comedians,
fuck up.
And that we do well by watching a pro, like one of the greats, before how we do better if we watch one of the greats immediately before we do our thing.
I mean, I definitely am a visual person.
Yeah.
But also, I think it was Andrew Santino told me that comics are either athletes or addicts.
You can be both.
Come on.
Like, what you got to choose?
Or both, but you can't be anything else.
Have you not heard of baseball? Like, what are you talking about? You can be an addict and an athlete.
I was the Cirque du Soleil of alcoholism.
How long have you been clean?
8 whopping months.
Are you smoking weed?
No. No, he is. I'm not California sober. I am sober, Miss Lynn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I eat candy like it's, you know what I mean? Like,
the
I'm
sugar.
Trying to die.
I love dating addicts. It's a weird thing.
What?
I always dated addicts.
Oh,
Always.
dating addicts. I thought you meant
Dating.
not people that are addicted to dating.
What is that?
Dating addicts.
That's it.
I
That
don't want to
exists.
fuck. I just want to date.
That exists.
Okay,
I just want to get you in the chair and look at you.
I have theories and
I like a nice
questions
dinner.
around this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Is it the fix it, or is it the you're so awesome that they can look up to you from their like
No,
pit of dying?
I think it might be a third thing, and I've tried to analyze it. I'm not fully sure. I think because when an addict falls for you,
Yeah.
the high of when
Yeah.
he like decides that you're giving him that
their
rush.
whole world is dog shit. Yeah.
Oh, like the Leo in me is just like, I've arrived for you.
I love
and
you
like
so
the
much,
love I
Leslie.
get from that. But I also do. I think I have my own addict qualities. But
By the way, we're gonna cut. That's gonna be a great clip. You're gonna get so many messages for so many creeps. So many dudes are gonna be like, "I'm on coke right now."
oh, the DM.
I'm just cutting it in my head. I'm like, "This is great. Oh, she's gonna get murdered. This is wonderful."
No problem.
I go outside and some guy's just tweaking. And he goes, "You're the one. You're the one." But I think either in a past life or whatever, I do have my own addictive qualities, but I've put it into like kind of healthier stuff.
Sure.
And when I say healthier, it doesn't mean it's necessarily good for you, but like I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
I was addicted. I get addicted to things that like bring. I think I get more love when people think I'm successful. Based on my past, when I'd win, my family would be like, "You're great." When I'd lose, they'd be like, "What the fuck is up?" So that was a very simple 1 + 2 = whatever it is. So then
You're seeking approval, which is
yeah.
why you're on stage in front of strangers.
So it's dark, it's sad, but it's creative for me and it's fun. And
Absolutely.
Des, my husband,
Yeah.
is an addict, but he's sober since 19. So it was like the safest play for me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a long time
his
that he's
shit
been
is together.
sober.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that he's 6'3" and handsome.
That also just happened to
It's true. He's the
happen.
James Bond of comedy.
I know. Like, honestly, like, she's like really just undersold the fact that he's like one of the most handsome comedians,
Yeah.
and she's like, "No, I like him because he's like a reformed addict." I'm
I
like,
was,
"Yeah,
like,
sure."
literally, like,
Yeah,
just,
huh?
like, an organ failure.
I'm
walking.
I'm shallow as fuck when it comes to dating.
Aren't you supposed to be?
listen.
Well, I don't know.
love-
Women got weird tastes.
I
covet what
true.
we
No,
shoot.
some women are out here. They're like, I just want him to be nice, or I just want him to be funny, and I'm like, you deserve better than that. You do. You truly do. And it's also my insecurities.
Well, that's because they don't want to look at you and be like, "I just want him to have money." I'm like, no, I don't care that he's short and ugly. He's funny. I'm like, When we're on his yacht, he's so funny.
For some reason, when he's by water on a beach,
Yeah.
his humor just blows up.
amazing.
He kills on the beach.
Amazing. So, okay, can I bring it back
Yes,
to?
yes.
Because I'm going trajectory. So there's tennis years. There's there's college where you study communications and
Yes.
you're a tennis lady.
Yes.
You come out, you do some more tennis, then you switch into the social media thing.
Yep.
Now you're on. Now you're doing.
Then I was doing reality TV, and I started my podcast, Burning in Hell. Before I did reality TV, because I knew if people like me from this, like, cut up 45-minute episode, and they want more of me, I can have people listen to me, and then whether I leave Bravo or not, at least they stay with me
Like,
in
I
some
want to kiss
capacity.
your aura. It's so correct. It's like the smartest, smart.
But it's funny because I do come from like a sales and marketing background. I love the marketing aspect
Dad was
of
business.
it. Sorry?
Dad went to business school.
Yeah, he's in sales.
This is how when I say
My dad
this
is
now
quite-
we are now I'm out of
that
data
was
for
creeping
him.
me out. That
That's all
creeped me
I've got.
out.
That's all I've got.
Did,
That's like literally the last data I have. That's the last data point I have.
Your cat's
I
name
burnt
is-
it. Nope, burnt it. That was the last. Dan went to business school. The end.
Dan, yes.
Dan and Lenore. That's it. Where is he go? Oh, he's getting the food.
Oh, he's getting the food. It's okay.
Do you see? Well, I don't know why he has to do it like that. Why he has to make it look so creepy.
He loves the attention.
He loves to set it up.
He
so can I
loves
ask
the
that
attention.
while he's gone, I can ask you the
Yeah.
funny stuff
Yeah.
because you can
It'll
see
make
him
him
get
feel
diarrhea
weird.
every time I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like book you for the show on Bravo, do they like sit you down and like this is what you can expect from being on a reality show?
Absolutely not.
They don't do any of it. They're just
No,
like,
your
we're gonna put a
job.
camera
Their
on
job is to keep you as in the dark as possible. Like when they say your talent, like you're like no. And I have a very like production oriented mindset.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm like,
of
oh, I
course.
can't wait to see how they cut this together.
Yeah.
Or like what's the storylines. But like they don't want you to know too much.
Yeah.
Because then.
It can look
And
manufactured.
they also don't want you to produce yourself.
Sure.
And they also want to laugh at you. They don't want you to be the one that's actually like
Of course.
being charming or like relatable.
Yeah.
They want to decide and they have the power.
Yeah.
And it's pretty scary.
Yeah. Edic anthropology is outside looking in.
Oh yes,
As opposed to
100%.
Emic as an inside looking. No, it's Edic. It's all.
And even when they're filming, they don't know what it's going to be yet. They just want as many options as possible for when the edit comes.
So, did you watch the first 2 seasons before you went on?
I
like the
wasn't a
researcher
fan,
has to.
but I definitely looked at it. And I grew up in Brooklyn and would go to the Hamptons to play tennis and stuff.
All right, Daddy.
So I actually
you knew the Hamptons.
I was the only one who was actually from the city, which was crazy, who actually lived like that lifestyle.
Where
but I
were the
wasn't a
other
party.
kids from? I don't know anything.
Like
This is
people
what I
who
get.
moved into New York, you
Got
know.
it. To do the show.
No, just to work in the city. Like they were city people working and would do a share house in the Hamptons.
Because you're like Brooklyn born and bred.
Yeah.
Right?
And my grandpa had a place out in Long Island, so that's how I started playing tennis because
Right,
we'd
that's where
go
the courts
see
are.
him.
God.
Yes.
There's not a lot
the
in Brooklyn
affordable
proper,
courts
yeah.
are in the summertime out Long Island.
So then you do this show, and like immediately you're under a totally different lens, right? Because you strike me as someone, right? You're doing tennis, you can achieve there. But what happens on the court, it's in the court, right? And then if anybody's talking about you, it's like within a very specific industry.
Oh, and it's
very
also
specific
not
work.
about you as a person.
athlete.
It's only like how many wins she got.
Numbers.
I was in a little bit of drama in high school because I played for the boys team at Beacon on the Upper West Side.
Neat.
And I had like...
Because you just because you crushed the girls?
Because we didn't have a girls team.
Wild.
So the Title IX says if there isn't a girls team and she's good enough, she has to play on the boys team.
Unreal.
And there was some drama because some coaches are like, this isn't fair. We want to put our girl ringers on our team. Like, this isn't fair. And I actually spoke
Get
up.
rid of your girls team.
Yeah, no, I spoke up and I kind of was like, I like to like play with the boys and like I'll play like a boy and like I love showing like that women could be as good as the guys. And a bunch of feminist blogs kind of got angry and were like, you don't want to play like a boy, when you want to show you want to play like a woman, and that women are like that kind of thing. And I realized early on like, oh, like your words affect things.
Yeah.
But I also realized like, yes, I'm definitely like love doing that, and I love being in male-dominated spaces and changing people's perspective on like what women are doing and how they do it.
Do you think comedy is a male-dominated space? I do.
1,000,000,000%.
100%.
1,000,000,000%.
Well,
So,
in what sense?
you.
Yeah, literally. Cancer.
So, I feel like if you're going to make a statement like that, you really need to expand
Back
on
it
it.
up?
No, just
He's like,
expand
do you
on
have
it.
any evidence?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to hear you. I mean, I have a million.
You do. No one's.
opinions on this, but I'm
No one's
desperate about
keeping
yours.
women off stage. If anything, they're pushing you to the front of the line because there isn't a lot of women in the
Dad,
business.
it's
Well, but then
and
you
that's
go
where it
deeper.
gets tricky. But then it gets tricky
But you go
because
deeper to why aren't more women in the business? And you think of stand-up in general. To start up as a stand-up, you have to go to clubs at midnight in the middle of a bar in Brooklyn, and you go, and it's full of all these guys, and a lot
Who
of
are, like,
girls
socially maladjusted.
who are. I don't want to use the word, but yeah.
I don't follow. What? I'm sorry.
Who don't even know how to make eye contact with a woman, or they're just like drunk and weird.
Yeah.
And I have so many friends who are like so funny and charming, but when they don't have the money to like Uber around, they don't want to travel these bars, they stop doing it, they don't feel comfortable in the space. But that's
everyone.
why the internet.
But that's everyone. I mean, that's how everyone starts. And I mean, when I
But you
started,
can't get raped as easily.
you get your ass kicked though.
Yeah.
And I had plenty of adult
But
comedians,
should
chase me
that's
out of
the thing,
clubs.
You deserve it.
No. I've had
Being
like you
raped?
understand
I
like.
agree.
But I mean, yeah, like to some extent, especially as a woman in comedy, and if more women want to try it, they should. But you have to want it more than you're afraid of it. And the bottom line is, like, as a woman, if you show up at a comedy club or anything, they're a little more nice to you, a little more gracious to you. as a dude, if you show up at a comedy club, no one wants you there. Like, they'll tell you to your face, like, get out.
Projecting.
I
Also,
think he's
I walk
so
into
wrong.
comedy clubs and they don't even treat me like a comic because they assume I'm not. And then I have to explain, hey, I'm the headliner and I sold out today. And can you please let me in the green room? That's what you deal with as a woman.
Well, I don't know where you're playing. That sounds awful. I mean, like, that might be a
Because comedy
specific...
clubs don't assume that the woman is headlining and that she's that person.
Like they're expecting like a real logo, like someone who has something to be funny about. Do you know?
But I do have to say, even if we're backtracking more, that like the idea of being funny is like a masculine quality, and that's so when women are doing it, it wasn't kind of accepted by the masses who would watch comedy, but because of online, like tweets and memes, how I came through, people don't know who are writing it. So everyone's enjoying it. They're like, this tweet is just funny. And then you realize there's a lot of women behind it. And then women start not having to wait for guys to put them on shows. Because there is like kind of some boy groups that are going to put their friends on, you
But,
know?
I mean, that's everything, everywhere. I mean, there's always going to be groups of people that
the
are...
patriarchy.
No, I'm like,
but it exists everywhere. I mean, like-
as a big old gay person, right? It's not like I sat down at the table the first time and everyone was like, "Oh, come on in here!" Like they didn't throw an arm around me and like I couldn't.
But why do you
I
think
did
that's
engage in
exclusive to you?
sports
I mean, like when I would go
conversations.
back there, this is years ago. They would that sign that says for comedy seller comedians only.
Yeah.
They would tap it if I dare spoke to them. They would hit the table with the sign
the
and
minute
tell me to
you
beat it
demonstrate that
to
you
my
like
face. I'm like
pussy, you go up
23,
10 levels.
you know, and these are like 40-year-old men that were like, "Shut up, get out." They would tell you right to your face, "You don't belong here."
But the minute you show that you like pussy in an objectifying way, you go up a notch. And the minute I show that
Wrong.
I like dick, I go down.
Wrong. The minute you show that you also like women, you're now competition, and they do not want it. So get out.
You're not.
I do have to say, and I don't know if you've heard it too, but I've heard from some gay guy comedians that they're like, some people, like, when I murder, it's like, because he's gay.
Oh, it's always going to be the thing. It's always like, you know, anything you do, like haters.
And when I murder, it's
right?
like, she made a joke about pussy.
Right.
Yeah, but that's-
It's like, oh, here we go again.
But
And
this-
I'm like, I made an abortion joke.
But there's nothing wrong with that because that's the comedy you're doing. It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's a crazy thing for anyone to say. Like, whatever genre you're working in as a comedian is the genre you're working in.
You got to laugh, hooker. I mean, if you got the laugh, you got the laugh.
But
I'm just envisioning you as like trying to be like a Seinfeld-esque, just like delivering.
I
Like,
think I am the
I was in the
Seinfeld
store.
of fellatio.
One thing is like,
I think you have to do a Seinfeld impersonation about fellatio now. You just set the game, so please play.
Not who I am. That's not who I am. Not an impressionist.
Yeah,
well,
wonder?
I'm a fly in the wall in the club. I don't really have skin in the game,
He's
and
literally
like
making fly on the wall faces.
socially, it does seem like kind of a boys club. But then whenever I think of like influential club bookers, it's almost always or like
true.
people who get you spots or things with. Only a few exceptions, one of which Mehran ended. It's mostly, I mostly think female names.
well,
Oh, you're talking about
no, but
But,
we're
like,
also not
People
saying
who give you the
that,
status, you know?
and we're also not saying like, oh, it's men's fault that it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
The industry overall is known to just, you know, it's safer to. Recently, even The
yeah.
Stand, they like all these girls will come in the club. Because when I'd be on, and all the men would be like, "Wait, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Is it weird to have half the audience be women?"
Oh my god.
And like some guys are like, "I can't perform like this."
Oh, yeah.
That's what I
So
deal with.
bookable.
And then I'm like, "Wait."
By the way,
So-
just and I've gone on in front of your
Yes,
audience,
you have.
but you can have fun with, you know what I mean?
No, but
Like,
you killed it. Like I know at first you could be nervous or whatever, but you go on and you're like,
Oh, no,
"Ew,
I told them.
women have a sense of humor too."
No, because it was Long Beach. It's a 100-seater. It's all women, and like I had never worked with never worked with her before, and I was just so like, oh no, oh no.
But it's like I would walk up with like all dudes, and obviously it's fine because you're fine. But then men literally freak out when there's women in the audience, and I'm like, comedy should not just be like for the male ear. Like
they're not
everyone thinks that. And I love the tension of men and women. I love to let the men feel like they're in the female locker room, and then the girls, you put the tension against them with the guys. Like it's fun having both genders.
I agree,
And
but-
the theys and the theys.
No, you're absolutely
Never,
right. But like,
don't you forget about they.
I don't know why you're looking directly at me.
Them.
Them.
Whom? I don't look. I don't know what performers you're talking about, but you just got to perform for
Yes.
whoever's in your audience. I don't know
sure.
who are these
But
gifted
also-
people that have the privilege of choosing who their audience
So
is.
funny. I do also like, though, that we're all speaking, because I've never had the experience as a white dude. You've never had the experience as a very beautiful woman, and you've
Immigrant homo.
you've only had the experience of an immigrant homo. Cut that. No, I'm just kidding. You just cut that as the clip.
That is the clip.
It's just you're an
I don't
immigrant homo.
I don't know if you
Immigrant
know.
homo. And then we're gonna later on we're gonna film me crying.
Yeah. When I leave,
And then just splice it.
you are a reality
your new-
TV producer. Promote him.
Is that really how sinister it is?
Oh, you'll get a reaction of like me on a different day to something.
Unbelievable.
They'll be like, why is her hair cut differently? I'm like, oh, because it was the next year.
Unreal.
But I do have to say, I love the fact that comedy is always evolving and always changing. But yeah, there are moments like all the guys are supporting each other kind of thing, and then like I'll go on stage and everyone leaves.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of like a common thing with gay guys too, I think, because it's like we're not really competition.
No, it's like the sacred feminine is fucking spat on in this mortal coil, and everyone can go fuck themselves.
Or like, do you know what it's like for someone to be like, yeah, the only female comic I think is funny is Jessica Kirsten and Bonnie McFarlane. That's it. Like, that's crazy to be said. Like, that gets said all the time
That
by
just
male
means
comics.
you don't know comedy. You don't know enough comics.
No, comics say it to other comics.
Well, a lot of comics don't know comedy.
Like to Jessica Kirsten, they'll be like,
But
"You're
those
the
are
only
also
girl I
women
think
who
is
were
funny."
held up by men. Those are like, I mean, in case of Kirsten right now, Bill Burr is producing the Christmas out of her. Bonnie's
Dude, she
always
I
been
watched
incredibly
they
well-respected.
were wildly mean to Jessica. She fought through
Oh, I
a
know.
lot to
I
get
know.
what she
And
got.
she's-
So and she's also one of the most generous people I know. So
Yeah.
you know
And
she was
one of the most talented people to do this.
talented
job
as well.
ever.
But I mean, like,
Right.
she was always very generous with me, and I know with a lot
Same
of other
with me,
people. But it's
absolutely.
not like, you know, she had it very hard, but she never stopped her generosity, being like, well, they're mean to me, so I'm only going to help women.
So
She helped everybody.
Jessica Kirsten is my saint and savior. I think that lesbians pave the way in a lot of things because they don't care about the male gaze. So they are good at being the first in male-dominated spaces because, like, girls are get insecure when you
I'm sorry,
walk
the-
in a group of
the
places
male
with a man.
gaze?
The male gaze.
Gaze.
What you're doing right now.
No.
The male gaze.
She's talking about your
G-A-Z-E.
She's talking about your dead eyes.
Your dead, sunken, sad, disgruntled eyes.
Did I bought you people food? You're so awful.
Did you get us
No
food?
one likes white women.
Are you crying?
A little bit.
Are you crying? Are you
A
crying?
little bit.
No one
Did
likes
Bitch
white
Boy get us
women.
lunch?
Neither do I, bitch. Neither do I.
What? Okay, so
No, Jessica. So, because when you walk in a room as a girl, sometimes, and you see all these men near me, do I think I look cute? I want to find a husband. Jessica Kirsten goes in. She doesn't give a fuck what they think. She does her thing. She goes home and gets her pussy eaten, and that has paved the way for me to see her and go, she's a woman. I could do that.
absolutely. And in the same breath, though, the boys' club can look at her and be like, "Oh, we both enjoy cunnilingus. Oh, we both like pussy," and that is an in.
True.
Whereas, and the same way that like I might make women feel safe. Because we both like dicks, and I'm not going to
Because
try to
you
do
would
anything
never
weird or
touch me
predatory.
inappropriately ever.
It's because I don't have a dog
Do you know
in
how?
that race.
Oh my God! Do you know how many of these alcoholic comics will like say the wrong thing to you, touch you in a weird way, and girls will never do comedy again?
Of
And I don't mean to be
course.
like, whoa is us, because it's not always like that.
Of course.
But it is something that happens. And like, you're hot. Like, a girl's probably touched your butt before.
I
so
love you so much for saying that to him. He is good. That's going to make him walk taller.
no,
for
he's
a calendar
literally
year.
at my show with him. His show, Long Beach. Check it out. Check it out.
Oh, the Beach House. The Beach House Comedy Club, Monday nights.
I was like, welcome to the zaddy of the night.
Yeah. Oh,
Like a
God, I got stalked
literal
online. People
zaddy.
call me Zaddy. I don't even know what that means. I had to buy marble, and the girl who was selling me marble was like, anything for you, Zaddy. And I'm like, what is going on?
But I also have to say, because this has been an interesting conversation, I'm thinking deeper, like, Ryan is not like, he is not as toxic
At all.
at all. Like, even you booking me for Beach House before knowing me was a very feminist move of you. It was a feminist, iconic move.
This
I
one
also
was nice from the minute I got
Sheba Mason
past
Three
you.
Monkeys. That was
I feel like I bombed there.
everyone does. Like, everyone does.
Anyone who's told me there's never talked
No, but that was during the pandemic when we had the outside porch show.
Yes, it was so sweaty.
Yeah. I
Oh,
had someone play the
God.
banjo during my set there. I mean, it's just.
I go never.
I love Sheba, but I mean, like, the audience is hit or miss.
No, sometimes
Yeah, of
it
course,
works,
but that's you have
sometimes
to
it's
play.
great.
You have to play everywhere, and you did like that's what it is.
You do
just
have to play
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yes.
That is the gig.
But I do think you're seeing it from a perspective of a very sweet man.
No, I just see comedians as
catch.
comedians. I don't want to. But that's
You
also
don't see
double.
color. You don't see color.
I don't see color. I
You don't see color?
No,
I mean,
Is that what you said?
are we-
Cut that.
This is
Well, it's like
this
I
is
see
exactly
Ryan.
how I envisioned this podcast. By the way, I wanted a diverse, inclusive. By the way, I'm so happy I dressed as white as I could today. Like the wrong
You look like
outfit.
you're about to sexually harass us and then fire us.
You look like a love seat.
Oh boy.
You look like a
this
creepy
pleasure was
movie
a bad
producer
idea.
who's like, if you touch me, we'll think about the role.
Wow.
Did I get the part?
Where did you
Wiping
find
cum
those
off my
clothes?
face.
But I like the idea of Ryan as like an inspiration for straight white men.
You
It's
are
like,
a
wow, I could be
feminist
professional
icon.
and not
was
weird.
super nice to me as a homo. He as much as he like jokes about like me molesting him and keep, you know what I mean.
But the
If you
fact he
ever
can
tell,
joke about
if you ever
that.
snitch. But the fact that he can and has always been incredibly warm with me and has never.
You
like,
can tell within the first
Oh,
couple
well, that's because
seconds if a guy is a weirdo.
we partied in the same nightclubs
did.
in the
Back
early
in the day?
Yeah, so like
Wait, Y2K?
Club kid.
definitely club. Yeah, but it was
Oh, I mean,
like
I was
Sound
on
Factory. Oh God, I was.
Y2K.
Oh yeah.
You guys partied in the same clubs together?
Like we absolutely like came to Limelight when I was in in the 90s. I would come in.
Is that
here,
the
like-
church one?
Yeah, that's the church one.
My mom told me about that.
Did your mom go to Limelight?
Yeah.
I'm so fucking old.
No, I'm 31. I'm not no young buck, but
still.
she's 58.
Yeah, 50. I mean, yeah. I'm
The end of
46.
it, she
I'm
got
40,
it.
and they were there.
Oh my god, you're my
We all
husband's
partied
age.
together.
Yeah, with our moms.
With your moms.
Yeah, I totally partied.
Limelight
with
sounded
my mom.
lit.
It was such a great time. Tunnel, Limelight.
I did Tunnel, Sound Factory, Exit.
Yeah.
I didn't do Limelight.
Are you sober too?
No.
Jesus.
No.
Stuffed.
No.
What kind of drunk is Ryan?
Honestly, like white, like he is a part of the great white tradition of being able to be fucked up and not having it necessarily read. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm part of the gay tradition of getting bigger and louder and brighter.
Yes.
He's from the school of like, you have no idea I'm on my 9th kettle and soda.
That's a good Tuesday.
That's Mayflower shit right there.
It
That's
is Mayflower.
well.
It is Mayflower. My husband's from the same stock.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, you like them pure,
No,
purebred,
I just
Europa,
I
as they say,
I
alt right.
happened to marry a deeply wounded wasp.
Oh, I
Do you know
love
what
it.
I
love a deeply wounded
I love him
wasp.
so much.
Blue eyes.
Huh?
Blue eyes.
No.
Okay.
And also like Mayflower, literally New England.
Yes, old
Yeah.
money.
Oh, don't by the jump into the barbecue.
What is
Don't.
the barbecue?
I got you
Barbecue
brisket and
is your
ribs.
food?
And well,
minute.
we had to call an audible because we were going to get her.
Wait a minute. Is barbecue your cheat day food?
She said anything.
I
is
thought
that?
I was gonna get potato latkes, but he clearly is anti-Semitic, and we're stuck
Wait a
with.
minute. No, I will.
Stuck
I will
with?
do a
KKK
part 2
food.
on this in a
No. This is Mighty Quinn barbecue. This is really good. You got brisket too. So
Oh,
like
brisket.
you have a lot of options.
Wow,
here.
this
You
is
are so
amazing.
cute.
And you have mac and cheese, and you have.
Can I have some of the?
Yeah.
mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Potatoes.
And I
am-
got you a brownie because I know girls like dessert.
Okay, don't point at me like that.
Yeah,
That was very
seriously.
aggressive. I take
Honest
back
to
all the
God.
good things I just said
Take
about
your
you.
dick out while you're at it.
I got you a brownie, bitch.
Girls like brownies. You like these? You want 2 scoops of vanilla on those brownies?
Food
Hey!
is my love language.
What the fuck is
Food
wrong
and
with
laughter
you?
are my 2 favorite things.
I think I would have done very well in finance. I think that would have. I think I missed.
You do look like a finance.
Oh God, I could have.
I would date Ryan.
Yeah, we know. We know. If one thing's been clear. No, but
Back in the day.
when I saw Ryan was single, I was worried.
Why?
Because I was like, he's good looking, clearly charming.
Oh.
What's going on?
Arrested Development. I mean,
What?
yeah.
Oh, I've had girlfriends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Are they in your basement? Where are they?
No, we just I like them pretty,
How many
and
lists are there?
that's usually comes with a high cost of crazy, and this is also crazy life. You know what I mean? Like the
true.
women I've dated want security and stability, and this life you can't really predict that.
Yeah.
I see that.
And you're dating someone who really understands that. I mean, married, fucking Christ. Dating.
Well, it's funny because
Married.
he's like the hot one in the relationship. He really is.
He puts the work in.
But yeah, he's the one who's more like Like, he was famous. Big in Ireland and good looking, and he gets the lifestyle and he knows. He's my hot girl.
You love him so much.
Oh.
I love him too. He's a sweet.
You guys gonna have babies?
Oh, it's a whole thing. I didn't know. He was not the kind of guy I thought I'd be with. I thought I would be with the wallflower, who would just kind of lay back.
Emo boy?
And I like kind of the shy guy who's confident and hot, big dick, but shy about it.
Secret
yeah,
big
and like
dick.
doesn't warm up to everyone. Like you have to change him,
Yeah.
But then Des and I are so alike. Like he's from Queens, I'm from Brooklyn. Like I found someone who just feels like family.
Right.
And because we're so similar,
that is it.
we're
That is
similar, but he's older, so there's no competition. And the only thing that annoys me is he'll be like, "Don't do that," and I go, "But I need to make my own mistakes." And he's like, "I made it for you already," and I go,
No.
"But I need to learn it." And he goes, "You never listen to me," and I go, "I get used to it."
Damn right. I love you so much.
But he fucking understands me because we're so similar.
Yeah.
But we love an older man because he's like smart.
Yeah, and
What?
you know what it is? If you
He,
like
like,
a wallflower,
knows things.
He's not a weird showboat.
No.
In this incredibly presentational industry, he is
A lot of comics
a fully formed person.
are always the clown, always. And he, if you see him at a gas station in Queens, he looks like any fucking
You got that wrong,
fireman.
honey.
I mean, no, not how he
Except
looks.
he's
but
in
how
a
he
full
acts.
suit.
He looks like he's an undercover
he
agent.
speaks
on-
like
you know what I
he
mean?
speaks like a sanitation worker, but he looks like, James Bond.
No, yeah, absolutely. It looks like his accessories.
Thank you for
to
calling me out
create
on that.
holograms.
Thank you
Are
for calling me
kidding
out.
But what about the
Looks like
kids?
His car has a machine
So-
gun behind the headlights. Fuck that.
So Des wanted kids in his 30s. It didn't happen. I think he then he saw his friends' kids grow up and was like, oh, this is annoying. And then he was like, maybe I'll never have kids. And then he met me and he saw that I'm like a kid because I'm not caretaker. Early on, I was like, absolutely not. But he's great at taking care of himself. He's been single for so long. So we are good two independents together. I love that we're sweating profusely over barbecue right
This
now.
is what it is.
The meat sweats are kicking the fuck
I
in.
love you so damn much.
We're on the same level right now.
And not even worried about it. Normally,
But you know what?
I'd be so worried
I
about
do want kids, and he has this thing right now where we'll see a kid crying, and he goes, "Do you want that?" And he's like, "You want to waste 18 years of your life?" And also as a stand-up, I'm now starting to tour, and it's not that convenient.
It is not at all conducive to. I mean, like,
a lot.
or you have to drop like $70,000 a year in childcare.
Yeah, get a nanny.
That's the price.
That's why I work every day, to make a better life for my cat and my future nanny.
I love you. I feel the same way.
And he wants
I
to
don't
get
work.
a Chinese nanny so that the kids can speak Mandarin, which I like. However, they're all going to talk shit about me with each other all
yeah.
the time. And I'm just going to have to live in that toxic environment.
Just do a little Duolingo. You do a little Duolingo. You know what I mean? Learn all the dirty words.
Dad speaks Mandarin.
Very well.
4 days ago, I realized my bridesmaid dress didn't go over my butt. It was too small. And I found myself in a mall in Chinatown with a lady in a closet and a sewing machine, begging her to fix my dress because nowhere else was available
Wow.
or said they could do
Short
it in
notice,
time.
yeah.
And she's like, I don't speak English. And I go, hold on 1 second. I call Des. And he's on speaker talking to her for 40 minutes to try to fix this dress.
Is that the hottest
And she
you've
does
ever
it.
seen him?
It's so. But I always think they're talking shit about me, and they're not. Because they'll look at me, and I'm like,
I
he's
mean, I
saying
just-
I'm
Well, you've
stupid.
been-
What was that? What was that? No, her butt too big. I can't. No.
No, she told him, she goes, her butt is very big.
no way.
That's why you put in.
That's
Her butt is
amazing.
very big. He kept looking at me, and he goes, she said sexy but big.
Do you have PTSD from being on reality TV, and that's why you think everyone's talking about you?
Probably I cut to a fake confessional. I'm like, I feel left out right now. I feel super left out, and you think my man would have my back, but I think they're flirting at this point.
Meanwhile, she has like a like a haunch and like a bear paw.
Yeah. She had a stick for a leg, but also kind of hot. If that's what you're into.
Listen.
So yeah, I would date guys based on looks for my own ego. I loved a big guy to make my athletic body feel like a dainty butterfly.
Get it.
But then some of these shy guys, you'd be like 6 months in, you're at the dinner table and you're sick of your own entertainment, and you look at them and you test them. You're like, let's see if he brings something to this conversation.
What would the test be?
Just not saying anything. See if
Oh,
you can
God.
see if you can come up with one thing. 'Cause
I'd immediately spiral. I'd be like, what'd I do? Oh, no. She stopped talking. What'd I do? Oh,
I
no.
talk for 6 months straight, and then one day I
you
just
just
look
cut
at
it
you.
off. I'd be like, I did something. Oh, God. What is she angry about now?
I have to do the awkward thing because it's cheat day, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask her about like food and weirdness and what makes it cheat day.
Well, I did. I have that, but I had that question also because
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this is just my theory. Okay, I think people are starting to. They look better when they come to the shows. They look more in shape. They look like they're dressing to go out. And I'm wondering if it's because everyone's on social media and they know they're going to be photographed.
She's an athlete. Though.
So,
I believe that for
do you put a lot of consideration into what you look like, your diet, because you're always in front of the camera?
Absolutely not,
Yeah.
because it's a spiral.
Yeah.
You don't. It's a spiral. I did suffer from an eating disorder, as girls do at 16, because that's called turning 16.
I don't know why.
I was a tennis player and I had a lot of pressure. My parents sent me to Florida. They were like, "This is your one chance to go pro. Don't fuck it up. We're paying all this money for you to be at this like academy."
Scary.
So I'd wake up beforehand and run before practice, eat it like a big bowl of oatmeal, play 3 hours of tennis, eat lunch, chicken, a little pasta, and like it was like I was eating a lot, but not for the calories I was burning. 3 more hours of tennis, go to the gym, work, and have my plate of dinner and no dessert. And over time, that was the only thing I can control. And I was hungry, and then I looked in the mirror one day and I was gaunt, like literally so skinny. And I was like, I want to go back home. And I quit the academy and then played for the boys team and then went to Wisconsin. But long story short, I realized I know I could get there.
See,
Where
the lesson I learned from that story is if you're in Florida and you can't be the thinnest, go to Wisconsin. you will be
Toilet person.
you will be rail thin. They were like, "Look at you, skinny. Have some cheese curds."
You monstrous.
That's what I heard. I'm like, I like the way you thought.
She unfolded her life, and you made this about state.
you know, I
Body
hate to say it. They're big boned out there in Wisconsin. There's a reason the Packers are so fucking good. Those men are corn-fed, thick.
to hear- yeah.
Oh,
So
you
are
would
the
love
ladies,
it.
and that's why you have.
But I do have to say, an eating disorder means like, it's literally like, instead of focusing on my problems, I'm just gonna focus on food.
Yeah.
So you wake up and it's all about food, all about food, all about food. And that was not the life I wanted to live. So, I did some therapy, whatever, moved on, have never had an issue with food since. The last time I had I went on reality TV.
Right.
And they are getting angles of every
God.
angle. And we're in bikinis.
Like these
We're in
by the way, these
bikinis.
angles, you're going to love these shots. Just
I don't
low
give a
angles
fuck.
as you're pounding mac
I
and
don't give a fuck. I could not give a fuck because I almost went on in an empowering way. Look at me pointing at everyone with my fork. But I went on and I said, I can't control the angles or whatever, and I'm going to show that like normal bodies can be on TV. And by the way, like I have a great body, but I'm not. I'm not skinny.
It's not starved into a specific mold.
I have a very like athletic body type. I was called like Quadzilla. I have big thighs. I have a big ass.
I love
I
Quadzilla.
have like a long torso, whatever. I have all these unique things, but that's my fucking body and I love it. And no one would eat on reality TV. Everyone would be fighting, not eating. And when I am stressed, I want to eat. So like I'd be like eating the fucking gnocchi off, and I'd be eating my other friend because they're not eating, and then I just diarrhea myself. But anyway. Because that is my spiral and my journey. But then when I got married,
Yeah.
that situation did not evolve. The whole shedding for the wedding is real. Suddenly everyone goes, "Oh, you're getting married. What's your diet?" And you go and you get, but like that shedding for the wedding should not be a thing. Why do you have to become the skinniest you've ever been for your wedding? That's not you.
It is a weird
Also, why
thing.
taking up less space means that you're the best you've ever been? Like that's
Would you eat
fucking
more carefully
crazy.
if you were having fresh headshots done, or you know what I mean?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm about to do a fashion shoot tomorrow.
Literally tomorrow.
I like that you're going to a fitting with barbecue.
I'm going to finish barbecue because like I
That's right.
because I'm like 100 or nothing. Where like and right now I'm 100 with like more healthy things. Like, am I on TikTok all the time posting content? Yes, I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna check my phone right after this. But that's where I'm putting my addictive qualities.
Yeah.
Instead of I'm a perfectionist, so I don't want it to be with food.
But you also, I think, like the reality is that. So I just started taking exercise like 4 months ago.
Taking exercise. You said it like a drug. You said like it was a drug.
It's literally what it is for me. I work with an Olympic lifter. right? And 3 times a week, and he is a slave driver, and I love him so much, right? But the way I eat now, like sometimes I'm just like insanely ravenously hungry, and I have no idea where it's coming from. And it's not like the weird disordered eating. It is that my body needs
It's fuel.
calories right away. And you strike me as an athlete.
So
who-
food is energy to me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm before like a comedy set. I'm worried I'm gonna be hungry. Like I'll show up with like a banana and pizza, and like I need to eat. Like I have a fear of being hungry.
I love you.
Like I'll go to places. I once got my first podcast I ever did. I got yelled at because I brought like it was like a 2 or 3 hour radio show. First ever audio did. I brought a Gatorade, a scone, a yogurt, and a fruit snack. And I'm going through it, and then I'm at the scone portion, and no one ever told me you can't eat on air. I wasn't thinking. I didn't know. I did not know. So
They
I
are
did
dry.
well, and after it, we start getting all these messages. Like she was funny, but she's eating a dry scone on air. So they called it Scone Gate. And the woman who I was with, she was like, if you ever eat on air again, like you can't
Jesus
come back.
Christ.
But
like,
that's our entire show. We're like, eat on air. That's
this is now a full ASMR. I'm like, now it's people get famous from eating on air. It's called like muckracking or something on YouTube. Muckbagging.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's muckracking?
Mukbang.
That's
Muckraking?
like
Is that like
aggressive journalism of just like lying.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was when you pour garbage on someone's tits.
Depends what city you're in. Both of those meanings are in the dictionary.
Oh my God. But yeah, I went to fit my dress, and I had all these women around me, and the lady, she was this Russian seamstress, and she goes, lose 3 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
And I
3.
said, I don't know, I just feel like I can't really walk like this.
or I could just get a bigger size.
No, I don't. I go,
why?
I can't spread my legs. She goes, why do you need to spread your legs? This is my wedding. I want to dance. And she's like, no, lose 3 pounds. It will look perfect on you. And everyone just kind of looked around. No one said anything. No one was like, maybe you could open the dress
Yeah.
up a little bit
How
on the butt
about-
area.
right.
But that's the culture we're still in with the brides.
100%.
And-
Weddings are weird.
And after the wedding, I guess I didn't gain weight. I don't know. I wasn't measuring myself or anything, but I was consciously not trying to like gain weight. And then after the wedding, I was just fucking hungry, and I just like ate for 3 weeks because I didn't like that I was.
It's exactly that.
Cutting
it's
it
like
a little.
Nature abhors a vacuum. It's like disordered thinking leads to the pendulum swinging in the opposite direction.
Exactly.
It's
And
like-
are there moments where I'm like, oh, I think I gained a little weight? And has my metabolism changed a little? When I was younger, I did have a fast metabolism where I'd be like, oh, I gain a little bit, eat clean, and like run a couple times for a week, and I'd like lose it like a teenage boy. And my body's changing, it's evolving. But I always say, like, it's so toxic, the environment. Like, I have a fat ass, I do. But like, you can't have a fat ass without like a little tummy. Like a little tummy.
Sure.
And like, but social media shows these girls who get their tummy sucked
Yeah.
and put into their ass,
Yeah.
and then you're looking at it and being like, okay, is that what I'm supposed to have?
I can achieve that through diet, which you can't.
And it's I love there's this thing on social media where all these plastic surgeons are like me watching my clients who just got a BBL try to sell their workout plan to people to look like them. It's a fucking scam.
Yeah.
And they're just manipulating these people to think they can achieve that. Like, and like Kim Kardashian, I have a lot of respect for her in a lot of ways, but like what they're putting out there with their body when they're not being at least open about the procedures is not okay.
There's no such thing as a
Gay
clean
guys
thing.
are getting BBLs.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Scrotox. Let's talk about, Miss Thing.
Wait,
There's a
what?
Oh, yeah. There is a whole boutique industry. It really, that's like, in New York is the epicenter of it right now.
Scrotox.
Where
Try
men are able
the
to go to
brisket.
these-
Oh yeah, I had.
As we're talking about scrotum. Did you get brisket?
Men are going to these clinics where like they get head to toe, and it's like literally about making their genitals look as big and fluffy and full and clean as possible. So they get Botox in their testicles.
Is that something you
they have
want? Just
extra
real quick.
sag.
Do you want fluffy?
Doesn't
I
like
feel
aesthetically
like
pleasing genitals.
Des has a whole bit about it where like. That's what I
Oh,
do to
please
his
tell me you
dick.
got that.
You are the best.
Sorry, I was just thinking about his balls.
Which are hard and chipped
And
like brisket.
I don't want to speak for him, but he did have testicular cancer.
Oh, that's right. Same here. Not testicular cancer. My body ate one of my balls shortly before.
That's how gay he is. His body's like, is that a testicle?
and
Yummy.
I'm OT. I'm about to go on testosterone. There's all this craziness going on.
You're going on testosterone?
Honey, I'm
oh my
transitioning.
God. Into what?
A man.
Oh my, that'd be so great
When
if you
you
took
lose-
testosterone and you're like, I like women all of a sudden.
When you lose a ball, they have these fake balls.
Oh yeah, I have one.
And
Beautiful.
they asked Des, do you want a fake ball? And he has a bit along the lines of like, oh, like, is this turkey gizzard like supposed to look a type of way?
That's right. It's such a good bit.
And he said no to it.
Yeah.
He even does something about like him. I like totally forget it, but it's like when he dies one day, if he has the fake ball, that they like throw his ashes, and you hear like. And it's just like his ball rolling.
I loved him so much. It was actually one of the first conversations we had because I have a whole bit about like how I got it done, but I got it done because I wanted time off work. So it's just, which is the honest to God truth. And
How does that conversation go with your boss? Just
no, I was like, I have to have this surgery.
do you tell him? Do you?
No, I was like, it's in a sensitive area. Meanwhile, I was just getting a fake nut. Like, it was like the equivalent of getting one tit. So, but I came off stage after doing that bit, and Des looked at me and was like, wow, you did that? You sold out?
Oh yeah. He now tries to be like, you know, the guys who get the fake ball, they're pussies.
Yeah, and I was just like, come on.
Also, I don't remember what it was like to be with a guy with 2 balls. I don't even know what's like. 2 balls is a lot. Like, honestly, 1 ball is kind of like perfect. I have to say, 1 ball is perfect.
I actually agree.
And like, you don't have to juggle 2. You just have
Yeah.
to deal with 1.
I agree. But then when like the New York Rats would come over and do the boxing, I was like, it's time to double down.
Oh, so you had 1 for a while, and then you were like, oh, I want 2.
It was like in 2007.
Do you feel more manly with 2?
Not even remotely. So because I lost my ball so early in life, like the scrotum never developed.
Oh.
So I have this like prosthetic that's like, I mean, it looks like a tube. Now it looks like.
But the truth is the fact that this is the question: do the gays really want it, or is some genius marketing surgeon like how the diamond business started? Like when you get married, you need a diamond.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, when you have a ball sack, you need to make it look this way.
I really the fuck did just get it for the painkillers and time off of work. That is, I'm not even like I'm not putting a bow on it, but yeah, I think like anything, like the great lie of how we're supposed to look on our wedding day or anything, you can subscribe to it or you can't. There's like obviously there's a Fire Island culture where I'm supposed to like, you know, be on this severe keto diet and have 3% body fat and look like every other brunette guy who's allowed on the beach. Do you know what I mean? And I've just never participated.
It's wild.
It is wild.
But because the whole great thing about being a white straight man is that
Everything.
No, but literally, like girls like don't care about bodies. Like I like you once you are
You
into
married
someone.
someone very in shape.
Yeah, you know, I do sound like a full hypocrite right now.
Yeah. I don't even notice looks.
I dated a guy without abs once, and I didn't care that
Once?
he didn't have abs. I didn't care. I think guys who like try to get abs, it's like too vain for me. Like it have abs because you're a professional athlete, or you just happen to be genetically gifted. Don't try to get abs. That's vain.
But like, you know what? It is a slippery slope.
Yes.
We're allowed to be sort of like covetous of whatever we find aesthetically pleasing. We're allowed to have lustful feelings toward what.
But I feel like guys care about aesthetics, gay guys care about aesthetics, but girls fall for guys because of other things.
What other
I'm
things?
vibe-oriented.
Like kindness,
What?
humor,
Really?
and money.
Confidence,
Confidence.
a certain mean streak, but like a controlled one.
Oh,
Right.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know that, like, if shit goes down, he's gonna like put his foot down.
In my mouth.
Just the toe. Just the toe.
Just the toe. Just the pinky toe. How gross. I don't understand foot fetishists. I really don't. I'm not kink shaming them, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, I think if you can see a guy's feet and his balls at the same time and you don't murder him, there's a future. So, are we covered in barbecue? So when
It's not potato pancakes, but it's not bad.
No, it's amazing.
do you ever think like I'm having a cheat day, or do you just sort of eat what you want when the impulse comes?
I'm very into. I don't call it, but like I live by the intuitive eating, where like I trust my body to like. People try to say like a lot of girls don't know what they want to eat ever. I have a skill. Like Des will be like, "What do you want?" And I know I need Mexican food. I actually need enchiladas from this place with a side of sour cream and guacamole and nacho. Like I know exactly what I want at all times.
When she played the beach house, what did you get to go?
Quesadillas.
That was great. Yeah, no, but that was I really appreciate the fact that like she just headlined and like Beach House is just a bar or whatever, and she's like, do they have quesadillas?
Can
I get them to
and I wanted it. So like I also
very specific.
I also find when you eat what you want, then you don't like purge later. Like I had a lot of my friends sometimes like we get home from drinking and they would just eat everything and be like, why aren't you eating? And I'm like, because I had a great breakfast, a huge lunch, and a great dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah.
And so I try to, like, if you want a cookie, have a cookie. And because if you don't, then you're just fucking feeling deprived and you're in that negative space for so long and then you blow. Like, you'll blow. And so
I've seen it. We've all seen it.
We've all
The
seen it.
three girls that take off their heels and they're eating pizza on the sidewalk and they've just hit rock bottom.
They haven't eaten for a week and
Yeah.
then they're going to shame themselves for the next week. And it's not healthy. So I try to, I do overeat. Like, I like the feeling of dopamine of being full and quieting the brain and just being like, like that's a fun high for me.
Yes.
I definitely overeat but then I like sit in it and then I'm probably not going to have that big of a breakfast in the morning because I'm not that hungry.
And there's like a proportion, like you strike me as someone who, like, even if you're, I don't know what your workout habits are, but you're an active person.
Yeah,
You're
I do.
going from point A to point B to point C.
I've done this new thing though because I had so much pressure my whole life to work out. Like it was always like working out. Where for me, I find working out to be a job. Where like I do have some PTSD with working out because working out, like for example, you do CrossFit. I did that for so long, having a trainer yell at me that I'm like feel empowered by saying I'm not going to do that. So I did yoga for a while. I did Pilates. Now like I don't really work out, but I will play games. Like I play tennis. I'm playing paddle tennis later today. I'll go on long walks in New York City. So I'm doing this thing where like I don't make myself work out when I don't want to.
I also think that, like, I mean, we actually have science that, like, if you work out when you're younger, that, like, that your resting metabolism is, in fact, higher for the rest of your
I am a naturally, like, pretty muscular person.
Yeah.
So my body, like, knows if I work out for, like, 3 weeks, I'll quickly be back into it.
Yeah.
Where, like, that first week, you're like, what are you doing? But I just realize how life is short, and I don't want to be obsessed with working out and eating. I just don't care to.
That's do you think that with comedy that you have, like, a little more leeway than you did on reality TV?
I do, but standing up there in front of like 300 people with a light on you and your pussy is just in their face and your stomach is right there. Yeah. Like, so I used to, like, I bloat a lot. I don't know why, but I'll like eat and I'm always bloated. Uh-huh. And I don't want to look bloated on stage. I want to look like snatched.
Yeah.
So I used to wear this like Steve Jobs type uniform whenever I headlined, where it was like a black dress, like a baby doll, and it would come out, and I chose it on purpose because I could bloat, I look cute, and that was it. And people are like, why do you wear the same thing all the time? It's like, because I don't want to be self-conscious on stage.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to think of an outfit of how I feel that day.
This is what I wear 24/7.
And there's a reason, because you feel comfortable in it. So I just dress what I feel comfortable in, but I want to feel confident because I am better on stage when I'm not thinking these people aren't listening to my jokes. They're looking at like how bloated I am right now. Because I wear sexy shit on stage. Yep. And I don't want to distract them, not because I'm so fucking hot. I don't want to distract them that like they can see I'm insecure in my body.
It's such like
I want to be
putting
comfortable in my
yourself out
skin.
there as a solo act in front of a group of strangers is
like I wore no bra and like a skirt the other like in LA for like an audience to like I think 150, and I felt fucking hot and I felt good and it was black, and then I like ate something and I felt like I was bloating and I was like no. And I went on stage and I was like you don't. I saw like some photo and I'm like she's not sucking him, but then I'm like fuck it. Like, because if anything, then I'll inspire a bloated girl to feel more confident one day, hopefully.
Yeah, well, it's like, it's not like I'm the only person in the world to bloat, and it's a reflection of me being the worst, most gluttonous person. It's just not the case.
Yeah, but I also find, like, people don't remember exactly what you look like or what you said. They remember how you made them feel. So if you're on stage and you're feeling confident, that is what people remember. So it's like, you do you. And I know my body a little. I like to wear high-waisted, elongates my legs. That I apparently have stubby legs. I didn't know until college. Someone told me. Long torso. So you just figure out what works for you. I mean,
what you said about making people feel a certain way is, honestly, it's so dead on. You're a bright light.
Oh my God, stop. You're making me
I
cry.
swear to God. Like you are.
Is Ryan a bright light?
Huh? He's a... he's an air-sucking bull.
I was going to tell you what you were, but I didn't want to mansplain.
Right. but it's as thick as it is long.
God. You know, I had a future at one time.
But really, you're such a joyful, wonderful person.
Thank you.
I think that like in stand-up, that is the thing, is that you catch the vibe of the person who's on stage, and I think audiences are very lucky.
But that's what I said earlier, that you immediately meet her and you're like, oh, she's just everyone's best friend.
Like instant favorite, not a dick. Do you know what I mean? I think because you've had the kind of attention that could turn someone into a dick.
You know, I've been hardened, I would say. I've been hardened in that I realize that people don't always, like, care about you. They, like, want you. People use you. And I am bad with boundaries because I want everyone to like me. Like, what you're saying is what I want. Like, I've tried to very hard, make people like me. So then you would get at a point where, like, suddenly everyone's, like, asking you to get coffee or, like, asking you to do things. And once you get on TV, that, like 10 times the amount each week, and you're still saying yes to people, and then you realize, oh wait, I actually have to not do the things these people want from me because I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
And that was hard for me.
Yeah.
To balance.
Well, it's also unsustainable, right?
Yes.
Like, as in, like, you have to know.
So you have the anxiety of people being mad at you, and then when you have boundaries, you have the guilt of thinking people are mad at you.
And the fear of, like, if I withdraw, is anyone even going to knock on my door tomorrow? So do I have to strike while the iron is hot?
But you know, in my career, I've had my ups and downs. In my short career,
Yeah.
I've had it where the iron wasn't hot, and suddenly people aren't even wishing me happy birthday anymore. Like, things that happen because of whatever bullshit. So, like, you realize, like, these people come and go so quickly,
Yeah.
certain people in your life, and you realize, like, okay, I know what's consistent for me and what I need, because they're coming and going all the time.
Having the base of a happy marriage, does that...
It's been nice because dating is exhausting.
Yeah.
Dating is...
I don't think anyone dates anymore. I think that's done.
Is that, like, over? It's chuggy?
I don't. Yeah, at least in New York City, like, you know, to ask someone out to, like, dinner, it's it's a weird thing.
Are you
People
picking
don't.
your teeth?
No, I was chewing on it. I would just stop it.
I'm just asking. If
Really?
Like, you know,
We just chatted about you sucking toes, and I got a little.
I just fuck a lot.
You know, I don't know what this thing is.
I go straight to fingering.
I just order up some ribs, I fuck a lady, and then I pick my teeth. I don't know what...
I just remember, like, after work, you go on the apps and you're working it. It's like a game, you know? Where now it's like, instead of that, I'm working on myself and my own shit. So I feel like I kind of checked something that I wanted of having, like, a nice partner that is good for my mental health.
Yeah.
Because I would like to be single over any relationship that would be bad for my mental health, which we've had before.
She's a healthy girl. She's
trying. She's trying.
Listen, that's it.
That's all we can do.
That's it.
That's all we can do in this world.
Eyes on the prize.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
A better way. What are you doing to make a better way, Ryan?
What?
What?
I'm taking abuse from gays and women. That's
Honestly,
I love how you've made this about you. Like, so typical.
I'm the fucking best. Women have it easy in comedy. Men can't wait to see women succeed. Look at Elizabeth Holmes. Hillary Clinton.
Is that the Theranos lady?
Theranos, like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I actually do a really good Theranos impression.
Oh, no.
I do. It's my only good impression.
It's quite good.
Theranos.
It's eerie. It's haunting.
I know. I wasn't cast, and I didn't audition, so
She
that was
landed on
me.
her feet.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
She has, like, a
landed
great
maternity
guy.
work.
It's a rich guy. He's a
does.
hotel
She's
there.
going to prison.
She's supposed to. Probably not. She married a rich guy. That's
Yeah.
that's
jail.
It's wild that people are out here single, and that bitch found a rich man.
Do we know?
Do you want to plug this?
1:30,
Yeah.
1:30.
Oh, bollocks.
Do you got to go?
No, it's already missed it. I don't give a shit. I love this.
She's she's easy to talk to.
She's the most. She
know.
She literally created a fold in time and
Next
space.
time you see Des, tell him all these things. Like, be like, you're so fucking.
Well, do you know that? I don't know. I haven't seen one. I haven't.
How was the
seen
wedding, by the way? What
How
was that like?
Why
It
weren't
was
we
it was
there?
great.
Why was-
You know what? We actually didn't have a lot of comics.
No. Thank you for not inviting me.
Seriously.
Like,
We did, because it was kind of like you invite one, you have to invite them all.
It's that is 100% true. I keep hearing about these
And
comedy
it becomes
weddings.
it becomes a comedy wedding,
Yeah.
which again is very fun. But we had like 150. We
Yeah.
try to keep it. We was in
Well,
West Hampton.
It's also, you have a life. You know what I mean? It's just like, I have to invite every comedian in New York and Los Angeles. And then, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I had cousins before I got on stage, I assure you. I assure you.
No, Des has 40 cousins. So honestly, that was why we didn't have comedians, because of his 40 cousins in Queens.
And it was in West Hampton.
West Hampton.
Was it on the beach?
Yes, it was on the beach. It was on the ocean. It was fucking nice. No, but at first we were very like, oh, I want like a backyard chill wedding. And then I got on TikTok and I was like, I need a disco Hamptons theme with like a human sacrifice type vibe. And I want dolphins. I want everything.
Talk to me about the food.
The food was incredible.
What'd you do?
Incredible. We had like a pasta station in the beginning of just like buffet. We had all this, and then we had like lobster rolls and shit. It was fun. We went off.
Okay, so I asked
We went
because in Long Island there's a very specific style of wedding, and that's the appetizer hour is ridiculous. You eat so much at
We
the
had
appetizer hour.
Because
You should not even have dinner after, but
Yeah.
people you
But
do.
this wedding was wild because it's half Irish, half Italian. So the food was great.
Great.
The bar was insane.
I imagine.
Like these guys truly guzzle. My mom threw a little like party the day before and just got like a couple Trulies, and like they almost rioted. And she had a full buffet of like eggplant parmesan, chicken parmesan, and she's like, I got enough to drink. I go, Mom, you gotta like. We need to go to Costco, like right now,
Yeah.
because they are thirsty and they're savages.
Kirksland vodka. It's fantastic.
True, and I'm not a drinker. Like I'm not a big drinker.
Not at all.
Yeah.
How about weed?
No, I cry. It makes me cry.
Same.
No, like literally, I have a full panic attack when I take one hit of weed.
Oh yeah, no. I listen to sad music on repeat.
I just look in the mirror and I'm like, is my head round or oval?
If there's a party that you want to see it end, like hand me a joint and let me DJ.
I literally say that. I go, if you want me to ruin the party, force me to take a hit.
That's right.
Force me in this negative energy to take a hit of weed and see how I'm going to spiral.
I love it.
Yeah.
If you don't really drink, how do you deal with like the family events?
You know, my family's cool.
Yeah.
My family's cool. They're just
Really?
I have a small family.
So even with like the early tennis stuff, like you're able to have like.
Oh yeah, it just made us stronger, and like we're very tight knit. It's me, my brother, my mom,
this so
and my
much.
dad.
Older brother.
He's 2 years younger than
Is he
me,
also
so we're
absurdly
close.
attractive?
He's very attractive.
Is he married?
Killing me.
He's married and about to have a child. He's very like
What's he do?
What's his
straight edge finance guy,
Yeah.
product manager type thing. He's very smart.
Do you want to date him? Why are you spiking a football?
Because I was like, I should have won finance. Instead, I'm impressed you know what a football is. I was really, that testosterone is coming along so well.
It's the orange one.
The most interesting part about it is, rest in peace, that both of Dez's parents passed away before I met them. So there was no like in-laws of any kind. So the wedding was like we just had my parents and like his brothers and
How
extended
does your family like him?
They're obsessed with him. But they're kind of like, he's the first guy I dated who they're like, oh, we're not worried about like where his life is going. Like,
True.
You
I
know?
don't get that vibe.
Like I would
Never.
date these guys in their 20s where it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He
Can I
hates
tell
his
you-
job. He whatever.
No, so now you've been doing stand up. I keep hearing how funny you are. This is, it's
thank
not
you.
again, not snow. Because I could just be like, I like your hair. I like you know what I mean? I don't have to tell you that I hear good
You
things
go,
about
I've
your
heard
comedy.
your premises are great.
Right? You're really, I mean, you know how to hold a microphone.
She shows up on time,
Well,
which
let's find your light.
it gets overlooked
You
a
know
lot.
what your light is.
You are prompt to the T.
You know, honestly, exactly. The enunciation.
Good green room
top
hang.
tier.
Never
Green
fell
room
off the stage. Never once. Never once.
And doesn't drink too much, never causes a stir.
Yeah, well, that's actually fairly important. That's
Doesn't
Not
get too
everyone
high on
gets that
stage and
badge,
forget
like-
everything.
so. But you see what this gig is, and the guys are sometimes they're just pigs, right? I mean, and a lot of us like
In
we
what way?
show
Which-
who we are.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like I'm kind of a dirty mouthed, like, you know, we all kind of show our dirty stripes.
Yes.
Like backstage and certainly on stage.
Yes.
And I have to say, you married one who isn't gross, and I've never seen him.
No,
be
it's
gross.
so he is the least creepy guy ever. Like I'll try to be like, and he'll be like, I didn't like that she did that. I don't like that. Like girls will like grope him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, and he acts like a hot girl where he's like, I don't want anyone to touch me. I'm just trying to like focus tonight.
He passes on like I have seen like he's been like Tom Jones some fucking nights where it's just like socks and underwear just being pelted at him.
No, like actually, I was just at a wedding and like At one point, I turn and there's like 8 women around him, and he walks out. And he's like, "Oh my god! Like I'm just trying to like go to bed. Like this is out of control. Like it's fucking unbelievable." But I do have to say, like I have like good guys in my life who are actually similar. Where like my brother, very good looking.
Yeah.
Just like a nice, good guy. Did they have their fuckboy time? Absolutely.
How could you not?
Absolutely. My dad's a full douche, but like, it's the type of guy. Both my brother and my dad had believe me, they had their fun.
Sure.
But then like they met their
But
person.
it wasn't like a fucking 40-year summer.
Exactly. I mean, Des is 46, so it was 45 years.
But he did.
No, but yeah, it's his. Yeah, he's no. Des has had his fun.
Yeah,
Des
she knows.
For
She
sure.
knows.
I know.
Yeah,
She knows.
Yeah.
But
There's no secrets.
but no, there's the kind of guys who like you're just watching them and you're like, you cheat on your wife.
We've all seen the guys who hang out after the show and are waiting for like a procession of whoever might be interested.
Yeah.
Even like how
He
they
doesn't do
talk
that.
to people. Like I know I can smell it. And he's because also I didn't care to get married. I didn't want to. But in 6 months we were engaged.
6 months.
But my parents got engaged in 5 months. So when I met him, and it started happening really fast, I was like, oh, this is how. In my
Same
love
with
story
mine.
in my head, I was like, I like this. And the guy knows before you do.
Well,
I'm convinced.
It was the family thing. It felt normal. It felt like family. It felt.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for, Ryan.
What? Huh?
He's been
looking-
spacing out.
Yeah, I was
for
like,
the
what
last 5 minutes.
are you doing? Start talking about weddings. I was like, this is good brisket.
But
wanna
also,
marry your mother.
Ryan, it's so easy to be like, I'm a comic, I can't find love.
It's a challenging business to do so
But
in.
it is a challenge. It is a challenge. But I believe in you.
Thanks.
Do you even want it?
What, to get married and have family?
No, I meant my butt.
I mean, left with those options.
Are you 41?
I am.
41? Mm-hmm. I know my breeds. I know my men.
quiet.
I know my men. 46. You're 46.
Yeah,
we went over it. We went over it. But yeah. Oh yeah. You're still growing.
What?
You're not
Downstairs.
peaked yet. You're not
gonna hit
peaked.
puberty any day now.
We're gonna listen. We're gonna do this for as long as we can do it, and we're gonna pack it up, move to the Midwest.
Hair where you had none. What do you want? When are you gonna? What's it gonna take
For what?
for lifelong commitment? That
It can't.
safe place to land.
It can't be so much drama that it's distracting from what I'm doing,
Why are you attracted to drama?
because it's usually pretty.
Pretty drama. Pretty drama. Drama is pretty? I find them minging. I find like super dramatic women to be minging.
I didn't say it was great. I think I'm getting better at it. I see it and I avoid it now.
Yeah.
I definitely avoid it now. I'm like,
You've
okay, I
certainly
can't.
seen some drama people.
Yeah, and I love drama. I don't like to be in it. But I love the gossip. I love
Witness.
all of it. Yes, I love to gossip about it.
Yeah.
I can't be the one heading it.
That it's
or I'll
about.
start it and I leave.
It's wicked good.
I'll light the match and then bitches out.
Yeah. Light the keg.
I will whisper something in someone's ear and be like, and then I'm done. I don't care to be there for the KO.
Do you cook? Do you do any? Are you domestic or anything like
wild.
that?
I'm capable, but I don't.
Okay.
Dez's thing about he knows that he's gonna primarily take care of the children. Like he wakes up at 6 a.m. as an older man does, and I can envision like I'll be laying there, won't wake up when the kid's crying, and I'll just be like, put it on my teat, just put it, and I'll be asleep.
That's it.
And I'll be like, put it there.
Well, I mean, you do the heavy lifting as the mother.
But I fully plan on, like, he's had a very successful career, but like I'm starting, like I just turned 30 and he knows this is a time for me where I'm focused, and like I joke, I'm his sugar mama, like I'm making the money right now.
I'm going to ask the question that Ryan usually asks. What do you want to do in this job?
I love that question. So, all right.
love
So, what do you want? If you can have anything, if you can have anything.
Oh, this job.
I'm not asking you to quit stand-up. What I'm saying, though, is like, do you want to be in films? Do you want to have a TV show? Do you want to have a game show? Do you want to be a talk show host? Do you want what is your ideal?
I try not to have like 5-year goals or anything. I think they're restricting. Who knows what technology or possibilities will happen in the future? So I'm always very open to it. I wouldn't hate evolving into like film and TV.
Atta girl.
Good for you. Yeah.
Because
And by the way,
I've-
first person to say that.
I've had a talk show on cable. I've done that stuff and I love it. But for me, like, I can create it all on my own social media channels, that kind of stuff. But to do a film, I like to act and be a funny comic. I also think I like to push like more women out in the forefront who have more multifaceted storylines in films, who are not just like the ugly funny sister. Like, why can't you be like sexy but also gross, but also confident, but also depressed? Like, I want to be that.
That makes sense. And it's also like, because I'm thinking about my little sister who's an athlete, and she like phased out of comedy completely because there's like, she can't find anything for her. You know,
Oh, that's
like,
interesting.
Yeah, because she's just like wholesome. She's trying to keep her personal life normal, not be as degenerate as the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just runs, and she's like a highly ranked runner.
Wow.
And she just doesn't. There's at some point she's going to need some comedy.
Yep. And I do have to say, it's interesting to see what girls follow me, because to some people, such as Ryan, they just look like women, but there's a certain kind of woman.
What?
They just look like women, you know, but they're not just like women. I'm a little biased.
Ryan just sees, I
yeah,
see.
but I'm a little biased,
What am I
but like, it's a
supposed to-
lot of successful, hot women who follow me.
Hook me up.
Like
I'm
lawyers.
tired of working.
and
Let's go.
engineers.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I'm like, why are you?
Because you're part of you have an aspirational brand.
But I also, I guess there is like, it's very highbrow, is what I'm trying to say.
See, that's what I go for. I need a lawyer or something like that. Someone that's got their own thing going on.
Oh yeah, she's
Is
too
that-
busy
is
to
that what
even
we're
see you
figuring
at
out?
nighttime because she's working.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang out at the finance bars.
I'll go with you.
Great.
I'll be your wing. I'll be your
Chicken wing.
You think my gaze is judgmental. You have not even heard him break down women that I speak to. He's like, ugh, that's who you're talking to? And I'm like,
No,
what?
because it's always some like square-titted like Cookie Monster-eyed person who's like running with scissors and is like, blah, I hate my meds. Like, that's who you're, do you know what I mean? Like, psychiatry is a sham science. QAnon was right. Like, that's who you're fucking dating.
You found her at the Capitol on January 6th. Like, you could have done better. Go to a bar like a normal person.
He had one come to the club once, and they saved the glass that
Oh,
she
no.
was drinking out of because it was fully, like, it had a candy cane ring of lipstick around and inside it. It was like, how the fuck did she have this cocktail?
Blue lipstick.
Like, how did she, like, at
a
what
lot.
point did she, like, suck all the air out of it and just
I
have
don't-
it hang off of her face? And then, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just...
I mean, we could psychoanalyze Ryan and his dating habits for a long time, but it just takes one.
It's not like...
No, I've grown.
Women.
I've grown. I want a professional woman that has her own thing going on. So that
This is for the record.
But this is great because guys in their 20s would never be like, I want a professional woman.
I
They'd
say,
be nervous
though,
about
you're-
that.
because they call you all night and they're like,
This
where
is
are you?
I've never gotten this out of him.
You never asked. You're always like, do we want to talk about my balls again?
I was just like, do I
No,
look
'cause,
better in the coral?
You
or
know,
the
I
peach
see so much potential in this man. This man
I
has
agree.
so much potential.
I agree.
And yeah.
He's actually like he's funny. He's motivated.
Are you
He's
weird in
good
bed?
Shape.
You're weird
What does
in
that
bed.
mean?
No, he's good.
What's
I don't-
weird in bed?
I don't know,
mean,
like,
after
you
I
know,
just
some
sat through
guy-
all this, you don't think any of that's weird?
Like, some guy's hot and he's cute and he seems normal. Then you get in bed and he's just being weird. He's like calling you mommy and like wants you to scratch him in the face.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
guys like that. And then you're like, why is this guy single? And then the second you start even kissing him, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Not that it's you, but like if it is, we don't.
He's like
No.
hydrocortisone on my dick's elbow. You know what I mean?
No, I'm happy to.
Some guys like you
Listen.
know how they just turn into like a different person the second the blood goes to their dick and you're like, who are you, sir?
Listen. I'm just happy to be there. I'm on the team. I go along with what's going on. That's it.
I'm happy to be there.
I'm just happy to be
Sean
there.
Patton's bit about he's like it's your inner pervert is like your mentally disabled kid. And like if you talk to it and feed it, like when it leaves its room, it can go and actually live among people. But if you starve it and neglect it, when it comes out, it's just gonna scare everybody.
Yes, I once
Do you know
dated
what I
this
mean?
guy in college who was in track and was convinced that he shouldn't jerk off because it was like weak, like or it would hinder,
legs.
it would make him tired if he's jerking off all the time. And then like we hooked up once and I was like, you need to jerk off sometimes because that was fucking scary. And I like never saw him. It was the weird. He was like, ah! And I was like, ah!
Because he was too. You can't, right?
Like his eyes were bulging out of his
You have
head
to
when I like
open the
barely
faucet.
touched it.
Yeah. Do you touch it?
What?
I just said sometimes you need to take out the garbage before you leave
Do
the
you know what
house.
the problem is that like I
No, that's it. But that's Sam Morrill's joke.
what is?
they tell you to jerk off before you go on a date, but what they don't tell you is if you jerk off, you don't want to go on the date.
That is funny.
Why are people garbage? I think that's the problem. The problem is that people are garbage.
Well, men after they come are empty, sad souls.
I literally just start talking out loud and berating myself. I'm like, oh, great job, Mehran. Great job. Look at what you
know, like, I'm
and the other
ready to
5 dudes
start
there
the
are
day.
like, Mehran, it's okay. You did a great job. We're all very happy.
After sex, like, we have to immediately pee. We have to clean it up, or it gets like dry and weird. We got to like get the day started, and men are just like,
What?
well, who
wait.
am I?
I
have to pee after sex.
Right, but you're saying you're up and out?
I'm up and out.
Really?
Wow.
I mean,
I
mean, like you could like cuddle, but it's hot. It's hot. I'm hot.
That is not a normal. That is in my experience.
I have intimacy issues, but that's
Yeah, that would be it. You're like, I'm hot, and I have intimacy
no. It's just I
issues.
don't need the like. I don't need it.
The cuddle snuggle. For me, they're two separate.
I like it for the idea of it. I like that he'll ask for it. I said that is cute.
Okay.
You're cute. But like I'm hot blooded. I can't.
It's amazing. That's amazing. You are. I just think, you know what I mean?
I go,
You know,
They don't
your
listen. You
intimacy issues are
just got to let them leave when they want to leave.
What? The women?
Yeah.
As in, like, you're going to loosen the restraints? What are you saying?
He goes, you can't hold him down too long.
You know, when they ask to leave, you know what I mean?
Actually, speaking of, I have to go to my fitting.
Yeah, okay.
It's time. It's time.
Yes,
Can I
plug,
leave?
plug some stuff. Yeah, plug some stuff.
Oh yeah, so HannahBerner.com is on my shows. I'm gonna be in Wisconsin, Chicago, Rhode Island,
Beach
Long
House.
Island, Beach House coming up, and then check out my TikTok, my Instagram, and my podcast, Burning in Hell and Giggly Squad.
Mehran?
So good. I'm Mehran. It's the Mehran on Instagram. It's MehranX on Twitter. It's this show, and I'm here at the Cellar. I'm here. I perform all over New York.
This is at The Cheat Day Show. I am Ryan Reiss, RR Comedy on Instagram. Definitely check us out on YouTube at The Cheat Day Show. Guys, cheat well. This is the Comedy Cellar. They've been sponsoring the whole show. You guys were awesome. Thank you very much, Hannah.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
You
Yay.
really are the best.
Thanks for listening to the Cheat Day Show podcast. To learn more about our show, the hosts, the comedians, our guests, our chefs, and more, visit our website, thecheatdayshow.com. Also, follow along with us on our social media at The Cheat Day Show on Instagram and Twitter. Future episodes can be found in all the places you get your favorite podcast. Our show is also sponsored by the world-famous Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street in New York City's Greenwich Village. Visit ComedyCellar.com for show lineups happening 7 days a week. Later, cheaters.